Hello and welcome to this special report from OTT Wrestling. I'm your host, Aongus Og McAnally, and joining me in studio today, none other than Sean Guinness. Sean, great to have you in studio. How are you?
Good, yeah, good.
I want to talk to you a bit about having you back in Ireland recently. We're seeing a lot more of you than we're used to. Is this part of the plan for the future?
I think so. I was talking to Joe, and he wanted me to come back to face a good lineup of opponents. So I said I'd come back for a few weeks, see how things go. And since then, he just keep feeding me more opponents, so I'll keep taking them.
Having spent so long in Japan, is it exciting for you to see the European scene as buzzy as it is now?
Yeah, absolutely, because when I left, it was only starting, the buzz wasn't even there. And then I was away and I was looking back on all these OTT shows coming in between here and there. And I was slowly growing and growing and growing. And then I came back and they were doing the National Stadium for the fourth time. I thought they only did it once or twice, and it was the fourth time. And I couldn't believe it, so I was like, yeah, there's a great buzz here, the fans are incredible. The talent they're bringing over is even more amazing than when I left, so I'm going to stay and see what the buzz is about.
You've been around the scene for a long time, more than most, since you were very young. How different is the Irish scene now than from when you were first breaking in?
Yeah, well, in actual fact, when we first broke in, maybe my first year, we did this very building, the Ringside Club. Good crowd, massive crowd, but back then there would have been no international stars, no, crossover media throughout Europe or, everywhere on demand OTT is now. So it was very a niche core, kind of like an underground cult, and now it's just exploded so much. It's massive. Twitter, Instagram, everything is huge,
The Japanese experiment, if we're going to call it that, your time over there has been particularly successful. I mean, I know people point to someone who you know very well, Fergal Devitt, Finn Balor, making a big name for himself in the States, but I think it's fair to say that equally you've been making as big a name in Japan.
Yeah. I mean, he was the one who got me and Jordan over there. He called me a couple of years back, said, "Do you want to go for 0.1? They're looking for people." I said, yeah. I went over, and this year I gave him a call. I said, "Look, I'm thinking of going back." He said, "Go ahead. I know you can, do equally as good over there." I went back, and then this year crossed everything off the list, and I was very happy with all that. So
there was a big title win recently. Can we talk about that?
Absolutely.
How significant did that feel for you in terms of a marker of vindication? Go, do you know what? I've put so much into this for so long. This is proper recognition.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because even when I was over there, a lot of people saying, you should come back. OTT is doing so well over here now. You need to come back, and before you miss the boat or whatever. And I thought, I don't want to go and just not do what I wanted to do here. So I stayed there. I began with the NWA UN Heavyweight Championship, which was an okay victory. It was a great win for me, but I wanted a Junior Heavyweight Championship. So then I won the Tenkaichi tournament, which is their version of like a Junior Heavyweight tournament. They had all the New Japan legends in it from yesteryear, 20 years ago. Otani, Takaiwa, Minoru Tanaka, Koji Kanemoto. So winning that and having to wrestle twice in the one night, one with a black eye, I couldn't see a thing out of it. That was a huge monkey off my back, and I thought, right, well, it's time to keep going now. People are saying, come back now. I said, no, I'm going to stay. I wanted to go after the belt, and then all going well, I won the Junior Heavyweight Championship from Kotaro Suzuki, former Noah Pro wrestler, legend in Japan, fantastic wrestler. So that was it for me. I was like, yeah, that's everything crossed off so far.
As massive a moment as that is it even added to by the calibre of opponent that you're coming up against? And like did you say, these guys are proper legends of the game.
Yeah, it was unbelievably nerve-wracking. You're sitting backstage and the guy's across the other room, and he's wrestling Corrigan Hall maybe 5,000 times. Main event of the whole lot, and everyone knows he's going to win or going to beat you, and you're going out saying, I have to beat this guy, I have to get in the ring, go toe to toe with him, not make any mistakes, and everybody is watching. So you have to be on the top of your game.
Well, for all the success that you've had over there and as well as it's been going, that's to some extent in the past. We need to look ahead to the future, and you have what can only be described as a ferocious challenge coming up in Walter. How are you feeling about that on the horizon?
Well, that was one of the reasons I came back. Was I said to Joe, I said, give me everybody you have. I want the biggest, the baddest, the toughest opponents. He rang me, and before he could even get the sentence out of his mouth, I said, yeah, absolutely. Give me Walter, because I seen what he did to Jordan in the ring. I think I was as shocked as anybody when Jordan tapped out, or didn't tap out. I don't know if he passed out, but that was the finish anyway. He was done. So a little bit of me wanted to beat Walter for my own justification.
Yeah.
But the other end of it is I want to get revenge for Jordan as well, because I want to say, look, you know, that's my buddy, that's my mate. They're after beating him there, and me and you are next. So let's go.
You talked about some of those battles in Japan, fighting through wars 2 times in a night. I completely shut up. This is going to be a war again. Walter pulls no punches. He hits about as hard as anybody in the business. There's a size difference there. Do you feel you're ready for him?
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. I've fought bigger, not much bigger, but his size, they don't come much bigger than Walter. He is tough. I knew when I was watching when he hit Jordan, and every time he hit him, it ricocheted around the Tivoli that night. I seen Jordan the next day and the day after, and he was in a bad way. But like that, as you said, I've been there before. I've been beat up. I've been to the stage where I can't walk out of bed. I can't wrestle the next day. I have to get through it. So the pain isn't a problem to me, and I know I won't quit. So Walter has to look at that and saying, can I take as much as I'm going to give? So that's what he has to be looking at, because I'm going to give as much as I can take. And you see me hitting Keith Lee. It took me a lot to knock him off his feet, but I'll hit him just as hard.
It's an exciting time. It's a very exciting time in OTT. It is a match that we are all very much looking forward to. Sean Brennan, we wish you the absolute best for it.
Yep, and it's the last show at the Tivoli, so I want to go out with a bang. So if he does knock me out, well, let's go.
Excellent stuff. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be brilliant. Thank
Thanks,
you very
buddy.
much indeed.
Thank you.